Hello class, this is a video tutorial on understanding the measures of central tendencies. So just to remind ourselves, measures of central tendencies should be central, typical, and representative of the data set. The three measures are mean with a symbol, x bar, the median, q2, and the mode. Should be close to the middle of the data set, with every score not too far above or below it. Okay, so remember, it's central tendencies in the middle. So I've pre-prepared some data sets here, and they are very similar, where example A, the 9 has been replaced by 9t in example B. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be placing these numbers onto a dot plot here. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Let's take a look at what happens to these values when we place them onto a dot plot. Okay, so first we'll place the data onto the number line as a dot plot. So here we go. 1, 3, 2 5s, 1, 2, 1, 7, and 1, 9. Very large there, just so you can see. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be drawing these values onto the number line. Okay, so we'll first begin with 5.8. Well, if that's 5, halfway would be 5.5. 5.8 would be very close to the end there. So let's draw a little arrow indicating where the mean is. It's right about there. So let's label that x bar. There is our mean at 5.8. Our mode and our median are actually the numbers 5. So they're actually here. They're on the data set. So we have Q2 and the mode. And I know it's not used, but if you take a look at a regular data set, the range isn't too far out from the data set itself. It's not normally used as a central tendency. Just put that one there. That is the range. The range is the number 6. Now, take a look at these numbers: the mode, the median, the mean, and the range. Notice how it's about the middle of the data set, and each of the numbers in the data set aren't too far above or below it. Okay, so all of these are good measures of central tendency. So we'll say these. So these 4, these are good measures of central tendency. Okay, now we're going to take a look at that in comparison to our next data set here. Okay, so what we're going to do is first put our values 3, 5, 5, 7, and 90 onto our number line, onto our dot plot, sorry. So 5 should be in between 0 and 10, so it's about around about here. The 3 is not too far below it, so it should be very close to it below. And same with the 7, it should be right next to it there. And there are 2 5s, so we're going to draw that second dot on the number 5. So we have 2 5s, 3, and a 7. And 90 is all the way over here. Now, if we were to draw onto the dot plot our values, so 22 would be approximately right about, say, there. So that is our mean. X bar. Our mode and our median are still the same. So here they are. We have the mode. Sorry, we'll start with the median and the mode. And finally, the range is all the way up here at 87. So that's 80, 85, 87 is about there. And there is our range. Notice how big of a difference 90 has now affected the mean and the range. So as a result, because these two, the mean and the range, are not in the middle, are not close, okay, we can say that these two are not, put a little X there, these are not, whereas these are. And also we can learn a little something about this number here, this 90 is an example of an outlier. So we'll write that in. An outlier. And an outlier can be easily defined as a score that is drastically above or below the data set. So if we take a look here, this is our data set, but 90 is clearly so far out. Okay, and as a result, we call this an outlier. And outliers, put a little note, outliers affect the mean and range drastically. As you can see here, if you take a look at the mean at our first data set, it was at 5.8. But because we replaced 9 with 90, that 5.8 has been drastically affected to become 22. Okay? And finally, we can say, so outliers affect the mean and the range drastically, and but they often, not always, don't affect the median or mode. So the median and the mode are not affected, not always, by outliers, whereas the mean and the range are affected drastically. Okay, so I hope you have some sense of mean, mode, median, and range as measures of central tendency. Okay, good luck.